Okay, let's pick up the HM for Fly and be on our way. And before you ask, no, I'm not about to teach this move to Honchkrow, even though I can, since in this game only, Fly's power is actually 100, believe it or not, as well as its accuracy. But as I said, I'm not going to teach this move to Honchkrow, simply because I like Drill Peck better. I mean, hey, power really isn't everything, you know. Okay, here we are again on Route 214. Now, before I fight any trainers, I'm just going to talk to this guy real quick, since I didn't get a chance to do so the first time around. Okay, he's only here in Renegade Platinum, so odds are he's going to give me something, and what is that item going to be? Oh, the Choice Band? Okay, since he's talking about Focus, I assume he was going to give me the Focus Band. Well, okay, the Choice Band's alright too. So what it does is, when your Pokemon holds that, their attack will increase by 50%, but they can only use one move. Alright, I'm just going to grab these berries, and then I'll start fighting some trainers. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to take this time to reflect on my battle with Maylene. Now, before making this video, I took a look at the forums of this game to see what moves Maylene's Pokemon knew, and I'm actually surprised at what I saw. Most notably, the movesets of both Gallade and Lucario. So, apparently, Gallade's moveset consisted of Drain Punch, Zen Headbutt, Light Screen, and Reflect. And it was also holding the Light Clay. If you don't know what the Light Clay does, then I'll tell you. So, when a Pokemon holds the Light Clay, the effects of Light Screen and Reflect will last 8 turns instead of 5 turns. And with that being said, I'm really glad Honchkrow managed to one-shot Gallade, otherwise it would have gotten off one of those screens. And if that did happen, then taking down Lucario would have been a little bit more harder. Especially since it has adaptability as its ability. Normally, it doesn't get that ability, but its Mega Evolved form does get that ability. Yeah, it's as if you're facing Mega Lucario, which I guess is the whole point of Maylene's Lucario having that ability. So what adaptability is supposed to do is, it's supposed to power up moves of the same type. Gee, no wonder that Aura Sphere really hurts. Well, as I said, good thing Gallade didn't get off either a Light Screen or a Reflect, otherwise I'm pretty sure Lucario would have taken down my Gastrodon. Okay, let's move on to something else. As of right now, there is a Tera Raid battle event going on in Scarlet and Violet featuring a 7-star Typhlosion, with its Tera type being Ghost. So this event started yesterday on the 14th, and it'll continue through the 16th. But if you miss out on the event, then it's going to come back on the 21st through the 23rd. I don't know about you, but there's something mighty peculiar about this Typhlosion, and I think you all know what it is. Oh man, I get paralyzed, really? Well, it looks like I'm going to have to go back to the Pokemon Center to heal because I don't want to continue with Gastrodon being paralyzed. So after this battle, I'm just going to go back to the Pokemon Center and get rid of the paralysis. Okay, so apparently Typhlosion can now get Shadow Ball. Okay, it never got that move before. Well, if you were to give Shadow Ball to Typhlosion and all, then I guess you would be giving Shadow Ball to its Hisuan counterparts. Which is going to make people wonder, why isn't Hisuan Typhlosion the featured Pokemon in this current Tera Raid battle event? Well, if I were to take a wild guess, I take it maybe Pokemon like that can only be gift Pokemon, so yeah, if you were to receive certain Pokemon's Hisuan counterparts, then I guess they can only be gift Pokemon. I mean, looking back at the Tera Raid battle events involving Decidueye and Samurats, yeah, if given the first opportunity, I take it their Hisuan counterparts would also be gift Pokemon, which is the reason why their Hisuan counterparts weren't featured in their respective Tera Raid battle events. And to compensate for the fact that you're not getting Hisuan Typhlosion in this current Tera Raid battle event, I guess it's only fitting that Typhlosion's Tera type is Ghost. Yeah, this is something I'm going to have to get used to. The fact that, oh man, full paralysis. Okay, well at least this Swalot's not doing a whole lot to me. Well, I'm going to have to get used to the fact that Typhlosion is now able to learn Shadow Ball. Really? 2 paralysis hacks in a row? Come on, please hit this time. Please? Please? Okay, thank you. Well, that critical hit was unnecessary, but I'd rather take a critical hit than another paralysis hacks 3 times in a row. Okay, so after this battle, I'm going to go back and heal, since, as I said, I don't want to continue with my Gastrodon being paralyzed. Okay, on to something else. I should have talked about this some time ago, but I guess it didn't really cross my mind during that time. And it's about Spiritomb. So apparently Spiritomb is really associated with the number 108, and the reason why that's so is because that is the number of temptations a person must overcome to reach nirvana in Buddhism. And here are some other ways in which Spiritomb is associated with the number 108. Okay, several of its Pokédex entries state that it was formed from 108 spirits. Oddly enough, its Sinnoh Pokédex number is 108. Its defense and special defense base stats are both 108. It weighs exactly 108 kilograms actually. Sorry about that. I'm not really used to kilograms, I'm used to weight. And speaking of weight, I'm pretty sure 108 kilograms is supposed to be 238 pounds. Okay, I'm not really sure why Spiritomb weighs that much. Well, I take it the odd keystone has something to do with it because after all, the average stone, I guess they weigh quite a bit, so I guess it's no surprise that Spiritomb weighs that much. Anyway, in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it can be found in the Sea Moville, or at Sea Moville rather, which ironically enough is located on Route 108. Yeah, I guess they knew what they were doing there. In Pokemon Go, apparently you have to do some special research quests involving feeding 108 berries to some Pokemon and catching 108 Pokemon. And in Legends Arceus, there is some sort of request in which you have to gather 108 wisps scattered throughout Hisui. I will admit that was pretty hard for me, especially since I started randomly collecting them. And when I reached the end game of Legends Arceus, I had no idea where the majority of them were, so I had to use a guide so that way I could find out where all the wisps were. Yeah, it was not easy, I can tell you that much. But one thing that made it easier is not because of the guide. Well, actually, it was sort of that. I guess it was because it was nighttime, and I guess it's a little bit easier to see those wisps. So eventually, I managed to find all 108 wisps, and I eventually got to fight Spiritomb. Yeah, that thing wasn't really hard for me. I just had to stun it, and then I just threw a Pokeball from behind, and yeah, Spiritomb was all mine. Yeah, it looks to me like the game designers are really making it hard for you to get Spiritomb. I mean, I believe in Sword and Shield, I think you really have to talk to 32 people now so that way you could get Spiritomb, because I believe it has something to do with that gravestone that I saw somewhere. I think it was in the DLC of Sword and Shield. I don't quite remember because it's been a while since I've been to that area. Okay, I don't know if you see that little empty space to the left. Yeah, there is supposed to be a hidden item there. Whenever you see an empty space where there's supposed to be grass there, almost all the time there is a hidden item there, but sometimes there's just nothing there. Yeah, I guess you may have known that already since I think you've seen that back in Emerald 386. Oh, Reflect? Okay, hopefully I won't have to switch any of my physical attackers to inflict damage to this person's Pokemon. So yeah, it is very strange how Spiritomb is always associated with the number 108. Also, something else about Spiritomb that's based on its origins. Maybe it's based on a Buddhist tradition performed on New Year's Eve in Japan, in which a bell is rung 108 times to chase away the 108 temptations in order to achieve nirvana. Oh, Teeter Dance? Oh, no. Okay, hopefully Gastron can attack. Please? Alright, thank you. Okay, I'm not really sure about Grumpig's stats because, well, I only used it once in my life, and that was it. Yeah, other than that, I'm not really sure if I know much about it. Oh, Rest? Okay, this thing is going to be a huge pain in the ass, so looks like I'm going to have to go with Honchkrow so that way I could one-shot this thing, regardless of the Reflect. Yeah, I just hit myself in confusion. Well, at least the damage wasn't all that much. So yeah, looks like I have no choice but to go with Honchkrow, because if I stay in with Gastron, then I'm probably never going to take this Grumpig down, and then it's just going to keep spamming Rest over and over again. Okay, good thing Sleep Talk didn't trigger Teeter Dance, otherwise I would have been really pissed off. Okay, now I'm going to move on to something else that is, I guess, pretty interesting to some people. So, the first episode of Pokemon Horizons that aired in Japan, apparently a new Pokemon was teased. Okay, whatever this Pokemon is, it kind of looks like a pre-evolved form of Terapagos. Okay, I was never expecting tropical evolved things to get a pre-evolved form because usually legendary Pokemon don't really get pre-evolved forms. Well, there was a rare exception, like with Solgaleo and Lunala, in the form of Cosmoem and Cosmog. Yeah, I still can't believe that happened. But yeah, hopefully somebody shed some light as to what that Pokemon is supposed to be. Well, they have all the time in the world since the DLCs will come out in fall and winter respectively, so yeah, they have all the time in the world. Okay, I'm looking at this thing right now, and I don't know about you, but it kind of looks like something straight out of a cartoon. I'm not really sure what cartoon I'm thinking of that this particular Pokemon is based off of, but yeah. That was my first impression when I saw that thing. It kind of looks like something straight out of a cartoon. Well, whatever this thing is, hopefully we get to see its typing. Oh yes, I believe there's supposed to be something over here later on in the game, but that's not going to be for quite some time. Okay, this arrow is pointing down to Lake Valor. I'm not going to go there right now because I still have some more trainers to fight. Okay, that guy that I was about to fight, but I just passed him, I believe he has some evolution, so that should be some good source of experience points. Okay, now I'm going to come back to certain Hisuian Pokemon's forms. So apparently, I was looking at some new moves in Generation 9, and one of them in particular was Axe Kick. And apparently Hisuian Lilligant can learn that, but I don't think it's possible to get Hisuian Lilligant in Scarlet and Violet. So, yeah, I'm not really sure why that's even there. I mean, is there going to be a certain event involving you getting certain Hisuian Pokemon? If so, then I guess that's going to be a pretty good event. A little throwback to Legends Arceus. When the DLC for Scarlet and Violet was first announced, I will admit I was expecting another Let's Go game or maybe another Legends game, since, yeah, a lot of people seem to enjoy the Legends game. But as for me, well, I guess I sort of have mixed feelings for the Legends game. Especially when it comes to those little mini games where it involves those riding Pokemon. Yeah, I still haven't conquered some of those little mini games, simply because I guess some of them were too hard. Most notably the one with Hisuian Braviary and Basculegion. Especially the one with Hisuian Braviary. Yeah, that one seems to be too hard for me. Either that, or maybe I'm just not doing it correctly. Yeah, I had to go with Torterra for this one, since Vaporeon is pretty bulky, so yeah, it's a good thing that I'm letting Torterra gain some experience points. Oh, Flareon? Okay, I'm going to get Torterra out of there, since I think Flareon is a lot more dangerous than ever, since I'm pretty sure it can get Play Rough, and I think it can now get Flare Blitz in this game. Like it should have gotten Flare Blitz a long time ago. Okay, there's Play Rough right now, hopefully that doesn't do a whole lot. Yeah, Flareon is a good physical attacker, but unfortunately, I'm not really sure when it got Flare Blitz. I might have to go look that up. But on the other hand, it does get Guts as its ability. Well, I'm not really sure if it gets Guts in this game, but if it does, then yeah, it is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Okay, this area over here where I'm currently at, I believe this is where the blockade would be if I didn't go challenge Maylene. So, if I went here before challenging Maylene, then there would have been a blockade preventing me from going to both Lake Valor and Pastoria City. Okay, I don't think I have any more time to fight trainers because it looks to me like these wild Pokemon are going to be very relentless. So, looks like for these next few seconds, I'm just going to keep on battling wild Pokemon, and then I guess that's going to be the end of the episode. Okay, there's some more trainers to the left of this route, but as I said, I don't have enough time to fight them. Okay, got a red shard over here, just in case you missed out on it. Oh man, I almost made it to the ledge. Well, okay, I'll get there next time. Okay, looks like this Graveler is going to be the last thing I'm going to fight in this game. Well, hopefully, whatever that Pokemon is that we saw in the Pokemon Horizons anime, hopefully somebody sheds some light as to what that thing is supposed to be, and if it's going to evolve into Tropicos at all. Okay, Gastrodon just gained a level, and now looks like my time is up. Thank you all for watching. See you next time. Peace.